Hi, one pinners, one personal year, June scopes. Here we go. So let's just have a, probably 20-30 minute chat. We'll see how this goes about what June is about for you specifically. I have just uploaded a video covering what the June experience is for all of us. We're all living in it. That's the terrain that we're moving around in, and it's what we have to work with in our individual pin experience. All right, so the sixth frequency is really specific to community and being able to make some sort of impact and difference in community. And boy, do we have them everywhere. It's basically relationship and having the wisdom and the insight to see not only the problems, what's the problem base, but what are potential solutions. So go and have a listen to that video. It's about 7 minutes. For you, your combination is 6-7. So how you're going to be able to get the biggest bang for your buck inside of June for ultimate success and prosperity across the board, right, is through the number 7. So let's talk about the 7 for a second and learn about this complicated number, because it's the number prior to the 8, and it is technically connected to the mystic, but it is complicated. Essentially, breaking it down, the 7 is incredibly intelligent intellectually, and that frequency is adept at grabbing onto learning quickly about other people's deductions. I will listen to that person because that person has a ton of education and schooling and seems to have a lot of clout or cred. I will listen to that line of belief systems. I will adapt, I will adopt as my own. Now, the reason why this is important for me to share with you is that what is being cut off or not added to the mix is intuition and trusting of your own instinct. And that spot right there is the secret to your sauce for success, to figure out how to make community work better for you. People have opinions about this is I don't know. I mean, I could grab anything. If we are sitting with the counselor who has gone through a lot of training will say, here's what my deduction is of this situation, right? Your intuition, your instinct, if that is not added to the mix of what it is that you're receiving, what you end up doing is giving away your agency to that person and their deduction. This example goes into business. It goes into any form of relationship where there is conflict. There is a differing of opinion about something, and so therefore there is conflict. This June is about conflict resolution. And your successful pipeline, the trait of the 7 that you want to grab onto and you want to hold tight to, is your own instinct. You see where I'm pointing? I'm pointing to my heart. Your own intuitive instinct that is also a part of the discussion and the dialogue and the decision making that you are going through. And as I'm saying this, I'm getting tingles. Yeah, I'm an intuitive. I should say, you know, for any of you who are a 7 life path, I have a 7 that makes up my final 9 life path. Or if you're in a 7 personal year and you're listening to this for somebody else, just pay attention to the trait of 7. The wisdom of 7 moving into 8 is so necessary for a successful emancipated 8. There's education that is required, and that we need to understand concepts and differing opinions, and we need to be able to engage in hearty discourse with opposing, you know, points of view. And we also need to trust our feelings and our own takeaway, which is basically your intuition and your instinct. All right. So that's this. I love the 7 frequency. It drives me a little crazy because it is really connected to the mental field, but it's not necessarily connected to the higher mind mental field. Because here's the reason why it is so difficult for 7s to do that. There is a fear of betrayal, and that there somehow there's going to be, you know, shame attached to it. And let's go into the negatives of 7. 7 frequency, the negative traits that you want to run from, it literally like the plague. Run. Don't let these take root to the best of your ability. Lacking trust of other people, falling into paranoia, and kind of using your brilliant, capable thinking energy that you have this month as a protective shield, because you're, you know, under no circumstances are you going to fall into the intuitive wisdom of your feeling center, which really is where your higher self sits. And in sharing that with other people is akin to suicide. That's what the negative trait energy will, if you start to let that take root, you fall into deep paranoia, and it's rough to deal with. I'm just checking to make sure I'm not missing. Oh, right. And you also feel bitter. You start to feel bitter. And you don't trust yourself. You don't trust other people. That's going to get you a bunch of more of that. And that's not what you want this month. All right. So what I'm going to tell you as we move into, you know, how your business is doing and how the finances are, which, by the way, I can just tell you right now, let them be, because they are going to do just fine. I'll go into deeper, yes, talking about that. But the big thread for you is this relationship, community spot that you will have ample opportunity to have discussion about and make some different decisions that might actually feel vulnerable, and it might be hard for you to do it, but I promise you it is worth it. If I talk, you know, about what's going to happen next month for you, you're going into a 7-month. July is the 7th month of the calendar year, and how you're going to be experiencing that 7 is through the 8 frequency. So what is really important is for success and prosperity for you, for things to really be moving along in a way that is better than. it is right now. Wherever this spot is in relationship is for you to roll up your sleeves and jump in. If you do nothing, that is an option, that's a choice. What happens is we tend to, when we have these frequencies that are in our houses, and you'll note this across the globe, that there is going to be something of import that could go one way or the other related to how we are supporting one another in community. And what are we doing to either stop a war, stop a discord situation? What are we doing that actually is going to produce a result that is better than it is now? And better than it is now is separation, is lack of agreement, is lack of being able to look at each other and say, I respect you to live your life, and I honor you in you living your life as you do so me, right? The goal of the 6 really is to be able to, keep the faith in people and the world, knowing that there is a better way to do community. There's a better way than what we're doing, how we're doing it right now. And every single pin with their unique experience inside of the 6 is going to contribute to that, one way, shape, or form. So the bogey and the goal, and the reason why I am such a huge fan of numerology is you get the concept, and then it is your prerogative to choose. This energy, I'm a musician, I know these I know numerology so well, and I know these cycles so well, that I know the numbers so well. They're like people to me, but they're fields of energy, and energy is never stagnant. It is always moving, and it just moves just like clockwork all through the year. So my suggestion to you is to jump in. And the first place that you jump in, I know you got it all figured out up here. I know you have it figured out. I know you've talked to a lot of people. You're pretty sure that you have all the answers that you need. I am offering an option for you to take a step back and fall into your intuition, fall into your instincts, and feel right here. Is this mine? Is this something that I actually can back? Because I vetted it through my heart chakra. I vetted it through the wisdom of my intuitive center. And have I spoken it? Where have you adopted other people's yes, no, here's the way it is? And is that necessarily your truth? You don't know this until you've gone into, your intuitive wisdom, which really is where the higher mind sits, right? Okay, and that is across the board. So in business, you guys, you will find that these opportunities are going to be everywhere in your life. And the added benefit of the 7 is that it does have, this is a little tricky thing, but it does have the ability to step back and have a non-emotional, it's tricky, right? A non-emotional experience of analysis, that's great, because you're not going to be triggered into reactionary responses. But then you have a job to pull it in and say, wait a minute, how much of this is mine? And what do I really think about this? If I listen to myself, where's the base root cause of this? And if I gave that a seat at my table, would I make any different decisions right now? Would I make different decisions with where people have been relegated to? Or, and again, this is just across the board. In business, are these decisions that either are part of your team, a part of your company, it doesn't matter what your job is, are the decisions that you have agreed to? And then let's say I'm just talking about conflict. I'm just talking about how can we make this better? How can we make community better? All right. So at all costs, just run from bitterness, betrayal, paranoia. Just don't go there. Don't go there. The mystic number is called the mystic number for a reason. It's highly intelligent, and it has a pipeline to emotional intelligence. All right. Okay, and the two go together, and wow, when they start to talk, it's incredible. All right, I'm just quickly looking through my notes here. Nothing is untoward in business. It looks like everything's just humming along nicely there. I don't really think that for you, this isn't the month to launch anything. I would say next month, because you're moving into an 8, is a month to launch any new product. This is about kind of just like, again, there's a shoring up. There's looking at things that in human resources just are, need some attention. So I wouldn't add anything to your business. Don't subtract anything to your business. Just let it go. It's humming with gas. As far as your finances are concerned, if you can start to tuck away just a little bit of cash for next month, in an 8 month, money just always goes out. But money is always coming in too with an 8 frequency, all right? So I'm not worried again with your finances. I'm just preparing you for next month, the next month, and the next month. There's going to be, it's exciting. Actually, these are the months that we gun for starting next month in our personal year cycle. And we want to get the most out of them that we possibly can. So be, what would I say, frugal, but also, I'm not too worried. I'm just really not too worried about cash flow, because there is a need for cash to go out, but trust me, money is coming in. And it's based off of what you've created up until this point. So you guys all know what I'm talking about. The big thing here is relationship. That's what it is. Right. And what I am going to do is, in a couple of weeks, if I can swing it, I'm just going to swing by and check in and see how you guys are doing about midpoint through this month. And we'll have some chats. A lot of my clients that I work with and I've been working with for years, they follow these personal year cycles. And so I'm sure there's going to be some information coming through the pike about what we're all experiencing inside of this 8 global year that has a 6 frequency in it. This is your sprint run, and you will be successful. I promise you. If you can just do this one thing over and over and over again, step back, check your choice, check it based on your intuitive knowingness. You've already got there's so much work you've put in. There's so much study and research. There's so much. You are a walking expert, but it is connected to data that's come from the outside in. Yeah? The example is just great. I'm a musician, and I studied classical music. That is like the definition of I've studied, right? And I know it well. But the moment that I started to write my own music was when I began to fall into my own intuitive connection to it, right? So it's like that. If you focus on this consciously and you really vet it out across the board of your life, because trust me, we all have these places in relationship, in our businesses and in our personal lives, where something is broken, or it is in need of attention. And it's also in need of a re-evaluation, revisiting on your part. And that revisiting comes right here. It's quiet. It's not something you talk about. It's not something you intellectualize. It's something you feel into. All right. All right, you guys. So I will do my best to check in a couple of weeks. Any questions that you have, just pop them in right here. Any comments that you have, pop them in right here. And as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are enjoying these monthly directives. And I'm sending everybody just a ton of love. Bye, everyone.